Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners, here today with Paul Marchio with Farmers Insurance.
Nailed it.
I know, right? Awesome. I'm always so paranoid about saying the names, and he started giving me some other tips, which was making it worse. So before I forgot how to say Marchio again, we had to start because he was telling me it was March 10th.
March 10th, yeah.
Yeah.
M-A-R-C-H-I-O.
Yeah. So how we got started talking about that, we're like, wait, we gotta talk about this on the podcast. So tell us more about the March 10th. So how you spell Marchio is M-A-R-C-H.
And then
I-O. Kind of
exactly.
looks like a 10.
Exactly.
So you said your parents were married on that day?
So my mom and dad got married on that day. It came up real fast in their courtship. And then, so that was their anniversary. And then my wife and I, we got married outside the church at a tailgate party. Ohio State.
Wow.
OHIO. It was Jim Trestle's first game, so that kind of dates me to 2001.
Wow.
So we got married there, and then eventually we got our marriage blessed in the Catholic Church on March 10th to keep that day holy for us.
My husband would have loved to have gotten married at a tailgate party.
It was the best wedding ever because you can drink through the whole thing, and my friends were super excited.
So how did that work?
So we decided, my wife and I worked together, and then we decided we wanted to get married, and we just kind of threw it together, and her and her sister and her cousin would always have tailgates. And we're like, let's just do it down there. She went to Ohio State. I went to Ohio State. And we were just like, hey, let's just get married down there with all our friends. And we did. And it just went together real fast. We had a friend of a family get us a priest or pastor, per se. And they came down there, did the whole thing. My dad was my best man, which was awesome. And we just had a great time. And we're still together. 20 plus years later.
Still tailgating too, huh?
Not as much.
I was just saying, if you ever renew your vows, you have to have a gigantic tailgate party for it.
That would be awesome.
I think Ohio State should let you do that on the field.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think we need to write a letter.
I think we do.
And then the kicker of it is my dad had Jim Tressel sign a ball dating it for our anniversary and saying good luck and all that fun stuff.
Aww.
But Jim put on the wrong date, which always throws me off on the actual date, so we have to think about it. So you look at the ball and you're like, that's not the right date. But
so do you get to celebrate the Jim Tressel date and the actual date?
We do it all. We're Italian, we do it all. So yeah, and then Marchio Day is just every March 10th. We celebrate it. A lot of times we'll go out to breakfast or lunch or dinner with the other members of our family and just say, yeah, it's Marchio Day. So we have our own Hallmark holiday.
I love that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's a fun fact about you that I did not know.
Well.
And this counts as a one-on-one.
Perfect.
So Paul is also in our BNI networking group. So we like having everybody from that group on. So everybody from that group is awesome. So
yeah.
And our insurance guy kind of went AWOL for a while. I don't know what happened there. So that's why we met you at the right time, and we love referring people to you.
Thank you.
So, and you're in Lewis Center, which is where our other office is, so we like that.
Yeah, I get to see Mike once in a while.
Every once in a while, we're at Kroger, and you're there. So.
Yeah, that's like right by our office, right by where we live. We just love that Kroger.
Yeah, because we're we used to help out a lot of Evans Farm, so we would pass right by your office all the time. But now we're just up the street off of Hollenbeck, so
it's close enough.
Still in the hood.
Still in the hood.
Still in the LC. I call it the LC.
The LC. Yeah, so do we sometimes. So, and it's the Evans Farmers really coming along. So it's
they are. They just got their little coffee shop / bar area, which is nice. They added another commercial building. Now we met with Evans Farm years and years ago. And we were all in. We're just like, hey, we will move over there. We'll move our office because we're on Polaris. And they just hit disaster after disaster trying to get it off the ground, as everyone knows. And then we moved across the street.
New developer come in.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and the new developer has made some great strides. And sorry, my phone is going crazy. Sorry.
Well, they heard we were here.
Yes. So I've had people, so when I did live TV, I would have people call me, and then it's like going off on my watch and my phone, and I'm sitting there like, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
You see nothing.
Right.
You hear nothing.
Like my phone is not really flashing, which my husband says is the rudest thing. So, and then Actually, sorry, speaking of that. So I saw a meme the other day. It said, 20 years ago we were paying for special ringtones?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And like now my phone hasn't rang in like 10 years.
It's true. It's true, actually. My phone is always on a silent vibrate
Always on
now,
silent vibrate.
and never...
It flashes, though. My husband
yeah.
thinks that's a rude light that flashes. But.
Yeah, it's kind of stressful seeing those lights going off, you know, especially
Yes.
if you're getting a lot of text or calls.
Yes. So now you sell insurance.
I do.
But
yes.
it's a pretty broad spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So you sell basically everything.
Yeah, we do. You know, we focus on auto, home. We do have life insurance. We do commercial insurance. So we
Business insurance.
Business insurance. We call that commercial too.
Okay.
But yeah, just a whole suite. Flood insurance. We do special event insurance, which is real popular.
I forgot about that because you've mentioned that before, and I'm like, I'd have never thought of that.
Yeah, we do a lot of hole-in-one policies. So we did one at the last golf outing for BNI. That was awesome. And you just pick how much you want to win, and then that's premium dollars. And if you win, if you get a hole-in-one, you get a whole bunch of money.
Interesting.
That's pretty
I would
cool.
have never even thought that existed.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did about 4 or 5 of them last year, different charities.
Okay.
So it was a great experience. We love doing those. We love playing in them.
Yeah.
You know?
You
So-
do like golf. So does this one.
So
He doesn't get to play it enough. I could care less.
I don't claim I'm any good at golf, but it's fun.
we're terrible.
Yeah.
We're terrible golfers. But like there was 2 last year where I sponsored I did the hole-in-one, and I was super close, and I was so excited that I was close. And while the ball's in flight, I'm thinking to myself, can I claim this, being the writing agent?
Could you?
I could. We had
Okay,
witnesses,
okay.
and they were under the
I was going to
threshold.
say, I think if you make a hole-in-one, you should get whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because making a hole-in-one is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of event. So
Well,
it's...
I was going to say, how often does a hole-in-one happen? So say you're doing...
Rarely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dwight, our former manager of this building, he had gotten a hole-in-one. I made him a coffee cup to commemorate it. So.
There are PGA Tour players who have not had
Really?
hole-in-ones. And then there's some that have had like 50.
Yeah.
So it just depends. They get a lot more opportunities and they're better, so that but there are players that don't even have one.
So did you have anyone win the hole-in-ones?
No.
Okay.
Nobody wins.
And you have a tradition here to, if you make the hole-in-one, because in Mexico, if you do hole-in-one, you have to pay for all your friends,
All the drinks?
all the drinks.
You know, I'm
And
not.
if you
make
make
the hole-in-one-
you won, why you have to pay?
Right. If you make the hole-in-one, you have to pay. How wrong is that?
Well, you've already had a
Yeah.
great day, and you really
This
can't
is
sour
true.
it. So yeah, they should. I like that.
I think your playing partner should be buying you drinks because you did
Exactly.
that. I think it should be opposite. but-
Exactly. That's what you would think, but they kind of get the raw deal in Mexico. For a once-in-a-lifetime thing, you're going to make them catch the bill, too.
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't well unless you won the prize.
Yeah. Then you would
Maybe.
have money.
Yeah, then you maybe
Huh.
have some cash.
So what are some of the, like, obscure things? Like, besides the hole-in-one, because that to me is very obscure and I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
But what are some of the more obscure policies that you
So-
actually see a lot of requests for?
Well, we do a lot of events too. We do wedding events.
I would have never thought of that either.
Well, if you have, like I come from a large Italian family, they drink a little bit, especially at the weddings. And if you have family members like I do that drink and then drive off,
Oh, dear.
then maybe having a wedding policy is really good because, a lot of times there's an open, people will drink during the wedding and then they'll need something.
Yeah, I didn't do that. My wedding was dry.
Yeah.
But maybe is there like a special realtor event policy?
We do a lot of event policies for folks for like holiday parties or.
Well,
they'll have, like,
realtors tends to seem everything that we do it involves some sort of alcohol.
Yeah.
And
And this policy covers the liquor liability of it. So if somebody does.
That's genius, actually.
Yeah.
I watched somebody chug like 7 of those little bottles of wine and then
Uh-huh.
get behind the wheel.
Yeah. It's
And I'm
sad.
like, you got to be kidding me. It's called Uber buddy.
Yeah.
So
for
I
$300
stopped
to
going to that
$500, it covers you.
I stopped going to
I was
that
getting
event
ready to
because of
ask: is
that.
it a one-time payment?
One-time fee.
One-time fee of $300
Yeah.
to $500 to cover an event like that is
Wow.
It's exceptional.
And I love our wedding policy because not only does it cover the day of the event, it covers the rehearsal dinner, so that Friday before, and then the brunch afterwards. So a lot of times people will have brunch after the wedding the next day. So it covers those 3 days. So it's for a couple $100. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, see, I fed everyone 3 times. And if they wanted alcohol, that was on them. Because I don't drink, so I'm not paying for it.
Gotcha.
Plus, I know what people do when there's free alcohol. They'll take a drink and then put it down and go get something else. And
Especially
take a drink and put it
realtors.
down. Right.
Oh, yeah.
They're drinkers.
Yeah, it's like,
I
I'm
was
not
just saying,
paying
I know
for all
at
this
my
stuff.
wedding, my friends and family, especially my wife's family, there was, wow, a lot. I think I heard like 20 glasses break during the dancing with people drinking while dancing. People were dancing barefoot, so people started cutting their feet.
Dear.
And I was like, what is going on
You
in
could
here?
have used an insurance policy.
We could have used an insurance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So does it cover the...
Injuries?
Well, does it cover the location as well? So
Yeah, a lot of times
Oh,
the
wow.
hall will want to have something in place because if somebody damages the hall, they'll want that.
That's unbelievable. That's a great policy. I guarantee people don't think of. So if we were, let's say our team was to hold an event that had like a concert where we had a bunch of people come, we could take a policy out on that?
Yeah, but it really, when you say concert, it really depends on what type of music. So if it's the headbanging, no.
Really?
If it's rap, no.
Really?
So make it like country or...
Country's good, okay. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know.
I would still like to see Ken perform an 80s band.
I know, I keep
But-
asking him, but...
I know. He kind of canceled on us the one time.
Oh.
So I was like, man, that would have been fun.
That would
Yeah.
have
That'd
been
have
fun
been
to
a
see.
fun event. Yeah. But, so when you, what is it, the bundle? When you bundle, you save?
When you bundle, you save. Yeah,
Yes.
that's someone else.
Yes. Well, and also we have a lender who talks about the borrow bundle.
Buy, borrow, bundle.
Yes. I throw in some other words because there's too many B's.
Yeah, we offer an 18% discount on the home policy if
Wow.
they bundle the auto with it. So it's really worth it.
18%'s a lot.
That's a lot
That's
of
a
money.
lot.
Yeah.
So I've kind of learned over the years that the longer you're with an insurance company, kind of the more your rates might be off. Like, do you evaluate your, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like the longer I'm with one company,
So
the
say
more
you're a
I get
policy
comp-
holder for 10 years. Are you asking,
Right.
do they go back in and look at your rates and make sure that they're in line with market?
Right.
So what we do is we offer an annual review. Farmers calls it the Farmers Friendly Review, but we
Oh,
just
that is
say
friendly.
annual review. And what we do is just kind of reevaluate it, look at the renewal, make sure that it's working for them. Every policy has like an inflation guard built into it to keep up with the cost of materials, to keep up with the cost of labor. So it's going to increase every year no matter what.
Right. But I just feel like sometimes it gets way off.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Most people that leave it on cruise control for 10, 15 years, they are way overpaying.
Yeah.
They need to reevaluate it, take a second look at it to make sure that it's still working for them. Because sometimes they'll have newer home policies that might have extras for them, and you can rewrite it into something that not only costs a little bit less, but gives you a little bit extra features.
Well, then, so this was like a long time ago, thank God. But I didn't have the greatest credit. So I was with another company, and I just stayed with them because change is hard.
Right.
And found out that I'd been overpaying for a very long time because my credit had then developed. So it was like, okay, I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's good for people to know that you will look at that every year for free.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part
Yeah.
of our service.
Yeah, that's great. That is friendly.
It is very...
It's
very
consumer friendly.
It is.
Because most companies would want to keep that money.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to change it. And I'm not in the business to try to rewrite all the policies, but I want to review it with them because maybe they did purchase something. Maybe they finished the basement. Maybe they did something we didn't. Maybe they remodeled and added an addition and we didn't know about it. That home burns down to the ground. If we don't know about it, it's not going to get paid.
Wow, that's good to know too.
Yeah.
That's good to know too. I didn't even think about that.
I think a lot of people put money into their house and don't realize insurance. And a lot of people, if they pay out of pocket to have a remodel or an addition or finish a basement, they don't think about those things because it's not
Right.
something through
I
a
wouldn't
loan
think
that's
about
it's up in insurance is required. Well, it's not because you paid cash out of
Right.
pocket and you're not thinking about it.
I didn't think about that.
And that happened a lot during COVID, where
Mm-hmm.
people would put a lot of money into their home. Maybe they did some new landscaping. Maybe they added, even Mac today about the pools. Maybe they put in a pool.
Right.
You know, that does add a little bit of value to it, and we need to insure it accordingly.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah,
Would not have thought about that.
yeah.
See why we had you on?
There you go.
It's very informative. So, why are you laughing at me?
I'm just
They're both just laughing at me. Stanley's always laughing at me, in fairness.
That's true. It is true. So, your policies, you have a bundle that
Yep.
you do. Now, if somebody has home and auto bundled together, and is there any discount to bundle in it or use any of your other services as well?
Absolutely. Our next popular policy is the umbrella policy, and you get a discount on the auto and the home if you bundle an umbrella into it. And that gives you an extra $1 million of liability coverage.
Which, for somebody who might be, operate independently as a business or, like myself, might be nice to have something like that in place.
Absolutely. If you have a lot of assets, this is a great way to protect them because they're subject to be sued or subject to be taken if you're found at fault.
That's huge.
Just don't do anything wrong.
Sadly, this day and age, correct. I try not to do anything wrong. Everybody tries not to do anything wrong. There's so many little things, so many red.
Not everybody.
Not everybody, but there's so much red tape, so many things, and so many people want to find fault in something that even if you don't do something wrong,
they do.
Someone can come after you for it.
No one wants to take personal responsibility, so it's always got to be someone else's
Correct.
fault. So
And it's a very litigious society
It
right
is.
now, and these attorneys do make money on that. They get a third of it. So why not run it up a little bit?
right,
Oh yeah.
yeah, very familiar.
Yeah.
And he has a boat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are a problem.
We're seeing a lot of accidents in boats because people just go out there and drink and drive their boat.
Oh
And
dear.
so
They do. I see it all the time.
I don't know where
I
you
would not go out there then.
We've seen a lot up in Indian Lake and also in Lake Erie where some bad stuff's happened up there.
Yeah, luckily where I go, it's small and calm for the most part. But I mean, you still see it. I mean, that's what everyone
You've
does
taken
out
it to
there.
Tennessee and stuff. Too.
I go to Tennessee every year for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But where we go here in Ohio, it's pretty. But I've been, even Alum Creek can get a little crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Can get a little wild, which I never knew that growing up, and then the past few years we've been out there, I'm like, good Lord, I didn't realize there was this subset of people in Columbus that go up there every weekend. Some of them tie their boats together and stay overnight. Yeah. There's loud music playing. There's a party cove.
That's
and you got
crazy.
these cigarette boats going 100 miles an hour up and down the lake, and I'm like, man, it's wild out here.
Okay, for like a split second, I thought that it was a boat where everyone was smoking, but I then realized it's a type of boat. Right?
Remember Miami Vice?
Yes, but
That's the
for a
boat.
split second, I was like, "What?" And it was like, "Oh wait, it's a type of boat."
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's probably smoking cigarettes.
Probably, or cigars. But I think I've only ever been on two boats because, for one, I don't swim and I'm terrified of water.
Sure.
But I think both times were in Alum Creek. One was in a canoe with someone I really trusted, and I would probably never do that again.
Just if you can't swim, a canoe is a terrible choice.
Right.
No, but I was with someone I really trusted. I probably would never do that again because I'm too much older now, and that was in my 20s, and I was dumb. But then I've also been on a pontoon boat, which I like those. Those are nice and mellow.
They
nice
are.
And chill.
And we lived right by there, right
Nice
by
and
the
chill.
Alum Creek Marina. And we would rent those boats, once or twice
Mm-hmm.
a year. Take the kids out, very safe, had a blast. Do a little tubing if you wanted to. But it would be. But we saw exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
They
That's crazy.
if you go past the bridge, they're all tied up in that little area in
It's
that cove.
so
and
It's
weird.
crazy.
it's nuts.
So weird. The things that I don't know about.
Yep. I mean,
Huh?
I didn't know it either, and I've been there plenty of times. And a couple of years ago, it was the first time I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
So my family doesn't go. I've been there with my guy friends one time, and they loved it. But I've never. I don't take the family there, so we always go to our little lake where it's nice and calm.
Nice and calm. I like calm.
But yes, I can see, and it doesn't even matter if we're talking about drinking while boating. People buy boats, especially the past few years. People bought a boat that have never been on one, don't know how to use it, and it's harder than you think to dock a boat, to launch it from a trailer, to put it back on.
I think it's really hard.
The throttle is so sensitive. The steering, especially depending on the type of boat, is really hard, especially at lower speeds. And people will just buy one, not think about it. Then you'll see them sinking them at the ramp. You'll see them ramming the dock. You'll see them hitting other boats. And it causes a ton of... Ramming another boat causes thousands of dollars of damage.
It doesn't sound like something you should insure.
Well, we do.
You lose a lot of money on that.
Yes. Most of the boaters are really good people, but you're going to have a couple of knuckleheads.
Well, just like motorcyclists.
Yes.
So there's the...
We not only do we offer motorcycle insurance, we offer them life insurance, because if you wreck those things,
Who was I talking to? Oh, so someone was like, "Oh, you call them crotch rockets, huh?" And the lady was a nurse, and she's like, "No, we call them organ donor, organ mobiles, or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's why I won't let my husband get one, because he wants the Ninja. He bought the shoes instead." Don't ask. They make shoes.
I didn't know
and
that.
They were hideous. But anyhow,
I've always heard if you ride long enough, it's not an if but when that you will have to lay your bike down at some point.
Yeah. And some of those guys are just nuts. Like they say, look twice to save a life. If you're going like so fast that I can't even look once to find you, what do you expect?
And they hide right in between your blind spots, and that's the hard part.
And so Boston is pretty common to have them create their own lane up the dotted line, and here they've started doing the same thing. But man, I swear, because I speed a lot, so if I'm doing 80 because that's my norm, and you're flying past me and everyone else, they've got to be doing at least 100, and there's nothing to protect.
Yeah, lane splitting's legal. Just not at highway speeds.
That's crazy.
There's certain roads and speed limits that have to be maintained for it to be legal.
See, you do know a little bit about everything.
But it is
very dangerous.
It's dangerous. Even in traffic, it's when especially they try to utilize it. If everyone's dead stopped. Well, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to change lanes to get to the faster lane and get moving if it's possible. And I'm looking to see if there's space for my car to get over, not if there's a motorcycle coming down at 30 miles an hour out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. It's tough.
I think those things are a death trap. Yeah. There's nothing protecting you. It's crazy to me.
That's why we all offer them life insurance.
Yeah. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a 20-something that would go canoeing that doesn't know how to swim is the kind of person that would ride a motorcycle.
And yes. Point taken.
That's why a good chunk of people are under 30 that have motorcycles.
Because usually when I see them go whizzing by me, what I can tell is that they look a little younger because they don't have helmets on either.
That's so dangerous.
So dangerous. I just want to follow them home and tell them how stupid they are. But my husband says I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
I'd refrain from doing that.
Yeah, he said it's not good for me to do that.
If you ride a motorcycle and are looking for a home, maybe don't call Shannon.
Well, no, if you ride responsibly. Like, there's definitely, guys that ride responsibly and even without helmets. But my thing, too, with that is, okay, I get that you're good, right? Like, my husband will tell me, oh, be careful out there. Well, it's not me I worry about. It's everyone else around me. Like, I like driving to work in the morning before anyone else wakes up. Yeah. Because I can see, like, I live, a mile from here?
Not even.
And I can still see my life flash before my eyes 3 times before I get here because people are stupid and they'll try to change lanes on a roundabout, or they'll do a dead stop in the middle of a roundabout, or they'll turn left on red.
Yeah.
So there's just crazy
stuff. This is
stuff.
a great advertisement about why insurance is such a good thing today.
And then I had one guy, I was at a stoplight. So I think that people think that Dublin drivers have a different set of rules because I was at a stoplight and the dude backed into me. And I'm like, really? Wow. Like, I'm just sitting here minding my own business, and I had nowhere to go because I would have backed into someone behind me. So, yes, we need insurance in Dublin bad.
Yes.
Everyone does. Lots of it.
Now, how many years have you been in your current office?
Oh, in that office, we've been there, I think, 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we started off at the mothership, that I call it, and that was over there on 270 on Farmers Drive. And then we went to Polaris Parkway.
That is the mothership, yeah.
And then we went to Polaris Parkway, and we're in the Mettler Toledo building. And then we moved over. Once we started Evans Farm, we're all in because we lived right behind it. And we've been there for the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
It's a great spot.
It is.
We love it. The train's
It's
loud.
booming.
We don't mind the train.
I don't mind the train.
But I say use it as a positive. People get stopped by that train, they see my sign. So
This is true, because
Yeah,
that's how I
it's
do
true.
all the time.
right,
Is I get stopped there and I look over and I see your sign.
see my
We
sign.
got Witt's ice
Yep.
cream too. So.
And we got Witt's ice cream if you like Witt's.
Yeah, and it's such a cute little building.
I had Witt's last night. I love that place.
Yeah. I don't know if they're open right now or they're doing some kind of seasonal hours, but I haven't seen them in a while.
That's sad.
Yeah, I know each one of them's an individual franchise. And
Yeah.
They can kind of set their own hours or how they like to operate. So I know, like, we live close to Delaware, and so we went to the one in Delaware last night. We were the only people in there because who the heck's getting ice cream when it's 25
We have a
and
heat
windy?
wave.
We hit 30 yesterday.
It's true. It's true.
We will get up to my age in the next 2 days.
That's right.
And I also saw a meme saying I'm not coming outside until the weather hits my age.
Yes. But our Witt's is the smallest one in all the franchises, just because of
It
that
is
location.
tiny.
It's so small, but it's ours. Hey, we'll take it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to survive being next door to it.
Oh yeah.
Because we were next door to Handles for a while
Mm-hmm.
in the Powell
Okay.
HER office building. So that was bad. And I'm like, why can't you guys invest in like a hot dog machine or something? Like, I need something for lunch besides ice cream. Like, this is the closest place for me to go to get something. So now I just have my own stuff at the office.
Well, it definitely is nice where you can come over, and then if you want some, you can go right next door and get
Yep.
some.
Yep. All right, Paul. So if everybody wants to get a hold of you, what is the best way to reach you?
Our number is 740-841-1550. And my email is pmarchio@farmersagent.com.
That's March 10th. Marchio
Yeah.
is March 10th.
Yes.
With an I instead of a 1.
Yes,
Yes.
I instead of a 1.
And you can insure people all over the state at least, right?
So, we're licensed in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Florida, Arizona, and Montana.
Interesting.
Yes.
An interesting collection.
Very interesting collection.
So, yeah,
That's a
that's
good
good to
spread.
know, too. But, okay, if you need to get your insurance reevaluated, I think he would be a great person to call. So make sure you reach out to Paul and tell him you saw this podcast. So
Awesome.
We appreciate it. So thanks for watching or listening. We appreciate it. And make sure to follow.
Follow, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at Shannon Grimm Realtor and at 614 Real Estate Nerds.
Thank you.